Adam and Eve saw the presence of God among the trees. Was God manifesting himself in a strong wind, thrashing through the trees? Did God not speak to Job through a whirlwind? Where is all of this leading us? Well, finally, it brings us to Genesis 3:15. I will put hostility or enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and her offspring, and he will strike your head, and you will strike his heel. A first indication that God had devised a solution for Adam and Eve's sin. It all culminates in John chapter 3, verse 16. For God so loved the world. In this way, he gave his one and only Son, so that everyone who believes in him will not perish but have eternal life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him. This offer of salvation through the sacrifice of the Son is for anyone who believes. I have had 3 sons and 1 daughter, and there is no cause in this world that I would give up my son for. I don't want my son to die for Ukraine. I just don't. I don't want my children fighting and dying in meaningless, never-ending wars. I wouldn't want my innocent son to serve a jail sentence for someone guilty of some atrocious crime. I wouldn't sacrifice my son, my daughter, or any of my children for anyone at any time for any reason. I love my children, and I have felt the pain of losing a son, not to some vain cause, but to a cancerous disease. I know that pain. God has one son. He gave his son up to torture and abuse, and finally a brutal crucifixion on a cross. The most horrendous way the Romans could think of to kill a man. It's not just cruel, it's truly demonic. God gave his son up and turned his face away from the painful sight of watching that sinful men were doing to his son. Why? Our all-powerful God could have called 10,000 angels. He could have called his son home. These sinful and rebellious people were not worth one single drop of my son's blood. Come home, son. We were fine before it all, and we will be fine after it all. But he did not. Why? It was the greatest injustice in the history of all mankind. Jesus, the righteous and holy Son of God, is crucified as if he were a sinful criminal. Why? Throughout the ages, men have sought a multitude of different paths to follow, searching for a reason to the why. There is but one path, and there is but one reason. It is incomprehensible. It's hard to believe. What sort of God do we have who would sacrifice his only Son for worthless sinners such as you and me? We have a God who loves us.